Okay, so once we have discussed about this, let us move on to the next part, the colon operator. Okay, this operator, colon operator. Okay, so this again is a very important operator. Okay, so let us say we define a variable t. Okay, and what I want is I want to create a vector whose elements are 1 2 3 4 5. So obviously you can follow the conventional method, you can do bracket. Okay, and you can say 1 2 3 4 5, but there are situations where you want to create a vector of, let us say, 1,000 elements. So obviously it's not a logical thing to type each and every element inside a square bracket. So in those situations, what you can do is you can make use of this operator known as colon operator. So simply what I'm going to do is I'm going to type 1 colon of 5. So this will create a vector of 1 2 3 4 5. So suppose now if I want to create a vector whose length is 100, so I'm going to simply type 1 colon 100. So simply what you're going to get here is a vector of 100 elements, and the value of those value inside those vector is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 till 100. Okay, so this is one very important thing. Now there is a slight variation to the colon operator. Let me clear this. Let me clear this screen. Okay, so there is one slight variation to the colon operator that you can follow. Now let us say I want to create a vector, okay, of length of from 1 to 3. I want to create a vector from 1 to 3, but what I want is, in between, I want the distance between the consecutive elements as 0.5. That means I want element as 1 1.5 2 2.5 and 3. So what I can do here is I can enter 0.5 here, and then again I'll type colon. So if you can see here, I can get I'm getting a vector which is starting from 1, and it's just adding this element 0.5 0.5 to the consecutive elements. So 1 1.5 2 2.5 3. So this is again a very important operator that you need to understand, because in real life there will be a situation where you'll have to create a vector of like 1,000 elements, 10,000 elements. So obviously you cannot type all those elements, so you can use the colon operator here to create those vectors. Okay. So there is one more variation to this colon vector. So here if you see, you have created a vector starting from 1 1.5 to 2.5. If you want, you can create a vector in a reverse order. That is, I want to create a vector which is starting from 10, okay, and it should go on reducing by one value, and it should stop at 5. So the element should be 10 9 8 7 6 5. So you'll have to type this -1 in between. So this -1 is nothing but the distance between the consecutive elements. So if you do this, what you are going to get here is 10 9 8 7 6 5 4 3 2 till 5. I'm sorry, till 5. Okay, so again, if you want to create a 1,000 vector element vector in reverse order, so this is what you can do. Okay. Not only this vector, I'm sorry, this colon operator is very useful for other things as well. This is one use of colon operator. One more use of colon operator is, let us say we have a matrix A. So we all know that the element of this matrix is, okay, it's nothing but an identity matrix. So let us say we want to select the second row and the whole column. Okay, second row, whole column. So what you can do here is, if you want to select second row, second column, you can type like this. So what you're going to get is this element. Okay, so what you're getting is, you're getting this element that is at the second row and second column. Now suppose if you want the whole column, so what you can do here is, you can use a colon operator here. So it is going to select the whole column. Okay, so this is again very important. Again, if you want to select every column, every row, so you can use colon operator and the second column. Okay, so it will select all the rows and the second column. So this has selected the second row, okay, the whole column. So column 1, element of column 1, column 2 and column 3. And when you do this, it will select the second column, the whole row. So this is the second column, this is row 1, row 2, row 3. Okay, now this might look a very trivial exercise, but this again is a very powerful thing that you need to know about MATLAB, the colon operator. And I'm pretty sure that you are going to use this operator a lot when you are doing your programming, MATLAB programming, your assignments, and even professional programming when you go ahead with your career in MATLAB. So we already defined this variable, let us t, so 10 9 variable t or vector t. So again, one more, let us say there is a situation where we just want to select these elements starting from 2 and ending at 4. So I just want to select these elements. So I can select the element one by one, but I want to select this whole lot, okay, the whole thing which I have highlighted. So simply again I can use colon operator. I can start at 2, index 2 and end at 4. And if you see, I'll get 9 8 7. Okay, so this is how you can use your colon operator. So once we have used this colon operator, let us move on to one very important function that you are going to use while you are going to plot graphs, that is Linspace. Okay, you can repeat with me. I'm sorry, this is a video, but still I want you to remember this function because it's very important. Okay, and let us say you are assigning this to a variable. So we have used a B, C, D, T, let us say S at present. So we are assigning this Linspace. Okay, so again, the question might be why we are using Linspace. What is the need of Linspace? So we already have this. Okay, you can use two colon operators to create a vector like this. Okay, the same thing can be done with Linspace as well. So basically whatever you can do with Linspace, you can do it with this as well, but it's a built-in function and we should know it. Okay, so Linspace is used for creating a vector from a starting value to an ending value with number of elements. Okay, so the first entry is going to be the starting value. So we want a vector which is starting at 0. Then the second element is going to be the ending value. Okay, so we want our vector to end at 0. And the next number here is, let us say I am entering 6. So I want 6 elements in my vector. So what I want is, I want a vector which is starting from 0, ending at 1, and I want 6 elements. So if I do this, you'll see I'll get starting from 0 and I get 1. And how many elements? 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so this is how you can use Linspace for creating a vector. So this is one way of creating a vector, continuous vector, and this is also one space. You should know both of these things. Okay, and which one you are going to use, it's up to you. Okay, similar to Linspace is log space. Let us say we are using one more variable m, log space. Can you think what it is going to do? Like for a moment, can you think of what this log space is going to do? So if you want to create a log graph or a semi-log graph, so you want the elements on the x-axis to be the log. Okay, so for doing that you are going to use this log space. Okay, so how you are going to use this log space? So this is your built-in function. The first element is going to be the starting value. So if you know this is going to be the index of 10 to the power. So when you talk about log graphs is nothing but what? It is nothing but log 10 to the power of some value. Okay, 10 to the power of 1, 10 to the power of 2, 10 to the power of 3. This is how it is going to be. So when you talk about this, so first is going to be the starting value. Okay, it's going to be -1. Let us say -1. So I am starting from 10 raised to -1 to 2, where 2 is 10 raised to 2. So this is 10 raised to the starting value, this is 10 raised to the ending value, and then the third thing is going to be 4. Let us say 4. So we want to start from 10 raised to -1 till 10 raised to 2, and we want 4 elements. If you do this, you'll realize that 10 to the power of -1 is going to be 0.1, 1, then it's going to be 10 to the power of 1, 10 to the power of 2, that is 100. And how many elements have created? 1 2 3 4. Okay, so if you want to know more about these functions and more functions of MATLAB, you can simply search it on Google, and you'll find a lot of resources. So one good thing about MATLAB is there are tons and tons and lots of online resources for you to help. Okay, so whenever you have any questions about MATLAB, you just need to search it on Google, and I'm pretty sure you'll find your solution. Okay, and it's also one of the methods of learning this language. Okay, because there is no systematic process of learning MATLAB. Okay, there are a lot of ways in which you can learn MATLAB, and this is one way where whenever you are stuck at some point, just search it on Google. I'm pretty sure you'll find something relevant to the problem that you're facing. Okay.